Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. It is another all new news runner that we've got in store for you today, and it's a special one as well because it is finally transfer deadline day. It's a transfer deadline day, all new news roundup. A day that sounds a lot more exciting than it is proven to be in previous years. But with the transfer window already this season being massive, already being crazy, already being completely bizarre, it might just be a pretty hectic and a pretty exciting day ahead for the majority of clubs across Europe. Unless, of course, you're a Liverpool fan, and the only thing that they are likely to sign today may be, well, I mean, they've already signed a new contract for a player that we'll get into shortly, but as far as new stuff goes, the only thing that they're likely to sign today is possibly a parcel from Amazon Prime, and it may just be another Tuesday for them. But stranger things have happened, of course, and I hope to be proven wrong today, but I very, very much doubt it. Anyway, we've got a lot to get into today, but before we do, I would like to remind us, please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and forever be greatly appreciated. And for now, let's get on with talking about some of the biggest transfer headlines from the world of football on this very, very big and very promising looking deadline day. Alright, so to kick things off, we're going to dive into this one very quickly. As I mentioned in the introduction, Liverpool have signed a key player to a new long-term contract. That key player is one Jordan Henderson. His future had a lot of question marks over it in the summer. There was a lot of will he, won't he kind of thing over whether he will sign a new deal with Liverpool, whether Liverpool will actually offer him a new deal at Anfield. Today, it is official. He has signed a new deal with Liverpool, adding to the list of a number of key players that have obviously tied their long-term future to the club over the past few months or so. Henderson signs a new 4-year deal that will see him stay at the Reds until 2025. The captain is staying. Thank God that they managed to get this one done and dusted. I'm very happy about it, and long may it continue. Next up is allegedly the likes of Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah, as we talked about in the past. But thank God that they've managed to tie down the long-term future of one Jordan Henderson. Next up, again very quickly, Cristiano Ronaldo. It is now done, dusted, confirmed, made official, however you want to put it. He has officially returned to Manchester United. No major hiccup or no major U-turn or anything of that nature regarding this deal. It is finally across the line and it is done and dusted. Ronaldo has officially returned to Manchester United. A massive impact, I'm sure, on United, the United fan base, the players, the manager, backroom staff, whoever else is associated with Manchester United. I'm sure this will have a major and positive effect on everybody involved. Next up, Renato Sanchez to sign for Wolves on loan. Talks are going on between Wolves and Lille allegedly over the signing of Renato Sanchez. Sanchez has obviously had much speculation surrounding his future this summer. And the move away from the French club seemed very likely, with a fee of 35 million euros said to be the price tag that Lille have placed on him. There was said to be some interest from Arsenal and Liverpool, but the Gunners' talk died down very quickly, whilst the Reds were said to be a bit put off by Sanchez's recent knee injury that saw him be ruled out for several weeks. Whether that was true or not regarding Liverpool's position on him is very debatable. But it seems that Wolves are taking a chance on the Portuguese midfielder, who impressed for Portugal during this summer's European Championships, of course. But as I've said previously when talking about Sanchez, this deal does represent a bit of a gamble, given his age and his history, but one that I'm interested to see whether it will pay off or not. Tottenham are set to make a new acquisition in Emerson Royal. The announcement is said to be imminent. It is said to be moments away after yesterday Spurs and Barcelona struck a deal for right-back Emerson Royal for a fee believed to be somewhere in the region of 25 to 30 million. It might be a busy day for Spurs, in all honesty. Emerson may be one of a couple of possible arrivals while Spurs may also see one or two departures as well. Like I say, Emerson's announcement seems very imminent. He's said to have completed a medical this morning. Serge Aurier may also be a departure for Spurs today. Obviously, with Emerson being a right back, it seems like he is Aurier's replacement, and Spurs seem to have given him the green light to move away should, of course, a suitable bid come in for him. Either way, it might be a busy day for Spurs, and they might be one club to look out for in this transfer deadline day. Our next story revolves around Hector Bellerin. Now, allegedly, he is back off to Spain. He is set to leave Arsenal today. The Arsenal right-back's future has been up in the air all summer of will he and won't he stay at the club during this transfer window. The Gunners have seemed to have given him the green light to move on, but have struggled to actually make that move materialise. But finally, it seems that on this deadline day, they have managed to secure him a move. Allegedly, news broke last night that he is back off to Spain with Real Betis. The Spanish right-back has been a target of Barcelona, allegedly, for most of this summer, but it seems that he has chosen another Spanish club instead in Betis. He's often outspoken, he's often controversial, both on and off the pitch, but it's another player that Arsenal will probably get off the wage bill should obviously the deal get over the line, and another player most Arsenal supporters may feel is right to move on. Crystal Palace are set to add a new striker to their squad in the form of Odsonne Edouard. Palace and Celtic reached an agreement somewhere in the region between 15 and 20 million pounds over the past couple of days or so. Edouard is to have a medical at Palace today, and everything is set to be completed and get across the line very early on in the day, so they don't have to worry about that. He played 179 games for the Scottish club, scoring 86 goals and assisting 39 times, but it will be interesting to see how well he can adapt from the Scottish League to going to a Premier League club, being in the Premier League, and obviously being a side that is now more lower mid-table to relegation battlers rather than one of the top two squads, obviously, in Scotland. Next to a player who we spoke about a few times across this summer, Eduardo Camavinga, the highly rated French midfielder. Well, he is set to join Real Madrid. News broke last night regarding the highly rated French midfielder Eduardo Camavinga and his future, as he is set to become a Real Madrid player pending official announcement, which is said to be any moment now, allegedly, at the time of recording. Camavinga's future has been up in the air all summer. A move away from Rennes looked extremely likely for him, especially with his contract being up at the end of the season, and it looked very unlikely that he will be staying on and re-signing with the French club. And despite interest from the likes of PSG and Manchester United in particular, it's the Spanish giants that the 18-year-old has chosen as his next footballing destination. He moves to Madrid for a fee believed to be in the region of 30 million euros plus add-ons. Super signing in my opinion, one seemingly for the present despite only being 18 like I mentioned, but he is super talented and definitely got a massive future ahead of him, a very promising future ahead of him in which he can only get better. Elsewhere, Dan James is looking set to be joining Leeds United. Yesterday, it was revealed that Manchester United and Leeds were in advanced talks for the Welsh winger. And then later that same day, it was found out that the two parties had struck up a £25 million deal for the winger. When you think about it, the arrivals of Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo, the emergence of Mason Greenwood too, James was always going to be falling down the Manchester United pecking order a little bit at the club. And also, you know, someone had to be let go, someone had to be sacrificed, I guess, for the two better players, arguably. And it was always going to be the Welsh Sonic the Hedgehog, in my opinion. We know that Leeds have been an admirer of his for a while, and of course this might mean that he receives more first-team football opportunities that will lie at Ellen Road this season, and not only that, but his speed and pace will be a welcome addition to the attacking outfit that is Leeds United. If they can just work on his final product, then of course he will get better over time. But it seems imminent that Dan James is set to officially be announced as a new Leeds United player in the very, very, very near future. Also in the news, Norwich City have made an acquisition to their squad in the form of defender Ozan Kabak, who was signed for the Canaries on loan. The Turkish defender was, of course, last seen on loan with Liverpool at the second half of last season, coming in to cover for the Reds during their horrific injury crisis, which heavily impacted that centre-back area. And from there, he actually did go on to impress for Liverpool. He had an impressive start to life in the Premier League, and so much so that many people thought that Liverpool would make his loan signing a more permanent signing, but it simply wasn't to be. And he went back to Schalke, and instead it is now Premier League side Norwich that have snapped up the Turkish centre-back for a loan fee believed to be in the region of €4 million, with the option to buy at the end for €14 million. Next, we're off to Germany as Marcel Sabitzer joins Bayern Munich from RB Leipzig. Bayern are once again cherry-picking the best players from the rest of the Bundesliga to reinforce their squad ahead of the new season. And their latest addition is Austrian midfielder Marcel Sabitzer. The fee is believed to be in the region of €16 million. It's been a summer of many rumours and speculation regarding Sabitzer's future, but now it's finally settled that he has left RB Leipzig and joined the German champions. The 27-year-old, highly rated, and for the fee of €60 million, seems like a bit of a steal for most clubs, but it is of course Bayern who have snapped up the midfielder. I mean, I know this has been said, and I'm just going to basically reiterate, but in what other league in the world has their second best team, or third best team, however you want to look at it, in RB Leipzig, let their best defender and now arguably their best midfielder and their manager go to the best club in their same league in the Bundesliga? I know that Dortmund obviously do it a lot, and I know that other teams obviously lose their best players to Bayern Munich as well, but the Bundesliga is just mad in that respect that they can just do that, and is one of the few problems and negatives that I have about that league, in all honesty. It's just crazy to me that that can happen. Also, in the past 24 hours, we've seen Willian officially confirm his move to Corinthians. He has officially tore up his Arsenal contract and signed for the Brazilian club. He's returned home to Brazil. He's tore up his Arsenal contract, the pretty luxurious contract at that, helping out Arsenal a fair bit financially, saving them a bit of money in the process, and leaving the club following a poor year in an Arsenal shirt, in all honesty, because it didn't quite work out for him. His free transfer move did it from last year. And you know what, like I said in the previous video, fair play to him for not just sitting back and staying at home and taking his wages, which he could have easily have done. He's decided to go out and make the move for himself, tore up his contract, and will return to Brazil to play for Corinthians for the new season. And that deal is now officially completed. And finally, I've compiled a list of a few names of players to look out for on this transfer deadline day that a move may materialise for as today progresses, because let's face it is transfer deadline day and nothing is out the realms of possibility, and it's already been a pretty mad window, so why not have a few more big names and a lot more strange names and everything like that happen. Kicking things off with this list, Sonagez. At the moment, looks like his move to Chelsea is unlikely or off, but at the same time, has the possibility to reignite at any moment. So watch this space on this one throughout the day. Number 2, Jules Koundé. Of course, we spoke a lot about Koundé over this summer and his move to Chelsea. But of course, the latest here is that the deal is off. The deal won't be happening today. But again, like the Sonagez thing, it could reignite at any moment. Next up, Callum Hudson-Odoi, a departure from Chelsea this time. Borussia Dortmund is said to be in for the winger, but Chelsea are considering what to do with him. So again, this one could be very interesting to watch throughout the entirety of today. Next up, Tanguy Ndombele, whether it's a permanent move or maybe a loan move that should materialise for the midfielder. Will Tottenham's record signing get his wish and get a move away from Spurs before this window slams shut? Remains to be seen. The penultimate name on this list is Adama Traore. He started off the season pretty lively, to say the least, and some sources even claim that the speedy winger is said to have hired the help of George Mendes to help get his move away from Wolves to join Tottenham and reunite with Nuno Espirito Santo. Reportedly, Wolves have stated in the past that Traore can leave for a fee in the region of £30 million this summer, but we remain to be seen what happens to him today. It's unlikely a move will materialise, some sources are claiming, but let's face it, like I say, stranger things have happened. And finally, Ruben Neves. He's been heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. We know that United should be looking for a more defensive-minded midfielder, or just a midfielder in general. They seem a little bit light in that area in terms of quality. But again, this one looks unlikely to happen at this late stage. But again, I will reiterate and repeat myself that stranger things have happened. Don't rule it out. But of course, as I always say, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of any of these transfer stories that I talked about in this video? Because there has been a hell of a lot on this deadline day. What do you look, and also give me your thoughts on deadline day. Who do you support? Who are you looking for in terms of, are you able to do business for your club today? Are you interested in other teams' business as well, other players moving? I'd love to know all your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, on today's deadline day, because I'm sure it will all make interesting reading down in the comment section below. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and friendly, greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you and speak to you all again soon in another video.